Now, what they do is they say, hey, who's behind it, and why would they do that? They do this with virtually every piece of information that exposes some sort of conspiracy or some sort of piece of information that defies public perception as created by the mainstream media. They say, well, why would they do that? Oh, fluoride's a poison? Fluoride's rat poison? And you can go buy rat poison and you see it's fluoride, but they put it in our drinking water? Well, why would that be? How could that be? No, they wouldn't do that to us. Well, yeah, they do it. And we show you, people like me show you these things. And I'm showing you a media deception, and you'll say, well, how could they do this, and why would they do this? Well, let me ask you a question. If you're standing there and I tapped you on the shoulder and I showed you a man pointing a gun at your head, is your first response going to be, well, why would he do that? Who is that? Find out first and then I'll duck. No, because you'll be dead. Or you might be dead. So you know better and you'll duck out of the way, and then you'll hope something happens, whether it's an arrest and a trial, that will disclose, or your own research, that will disclose who that person with a gun is and why he's got a gun pointed at your head. Well, with the media deception, I'm showing you what's happening. It's a gun pointed at your head. You're watching everybody report the same thing and everybody not report the same thing. Now go to my news page, tvnewslies.org, and look at the news. And see what gets reported by individual reporters, and only to have those stories stop right where they are, in an article somewhere. That's it. That's media deception in a nutshell. It's happening. The gun pointed to your head. Don't ask me who's involved right now. It's not important. We could talk about that, and there is a great deal of information of who controls and why. But the point is to know that you're being deceived. Then you can talk about who's doing it. Now, I have a challenge. I will sit next to anybody in the establishment media in a public forum and watch their broadcast minute by minute, and I will show you minute by minute every aspect of deception, every lie, and every technique they use to deceive the public. I will do this with anybody. I will also say that we have a solution. And the solution is not to beat the beast. The solution is to do exactly what happened to the World Wrestling Federation a few years ago. Finally, the professional wrestling had to come clean with the public, legally change their name to entertainment, WWE, the wrestling entertainment industry. They had to define their product as sports entertainment. Why? Because it wasn't really wrestling. While the athletes were real and their physical actions in the ring were clearly athletic. These guys are really hard workers. What they were doing was entertaining, and the competition was a rigged competition. They were not really competing to beat each other. Those were all predetermined. Everyone knows this for as long as professional wrestling has been around. But legally now, they had to take their name and change it, and they had to take their label and change it. Just like if you buy fruit juice and there's no fruit juice in it, what does it say on the label? Fruit drink. It has to have a minimum, whatever, X percentage of fruit juice before they're legally allowed to call the product fruit juice. Well, if you take a 24-hour news network, I could show you that there's probably 10 minutes of real news in a 24-hour cycle. In a 1-hour cycle, you have about 3 to 5 minutes of news, where the rest is all dedicated to shaping your opinion about the information being reported. So by content, these are not news programs, and they're not news shows. So I say this, I'll act as a star witness. If someone can get a real class action lawsuit going, we can't beat the beast. They're too big, they're too powerful, they're too rich, but maybe we can get them to label their product. So now when people tune in, they can't call themselves a Fox News Network or Cable News Network or, 7 o'clock evening news. They will have to say, hey, we're the 7 o'clock evening liars, or we're the Political Action Committee, or we're the Establishment Information Bureau. So folks, stop fighting. Stop making this a left and right issue, because if you stood back and you realize that the only thing that you're being fed every day are issues to make us fight among ourselves from a political standpoint, you realize that there are thousands of issues that are not being reported that would unite us. We all stand for a healthy planet. We all stand for freedom and liberty. We all stand for honesty. That stuff is not being exposed to us. We're being kept in a pen of false reality created by the establishment media, and we're fighting each other for no reason. Stop it, wake up, join the real world, and unite. And until we do that, our troubles will continue, and the criminals of the world will continue to control us. For tvnewslies.org, my name's Jesse Richard.